But anyway, hey man, say man, do. New Reddit alert. Oh. Welcome to another episode of the Stuck in the Middle podcast, because you know what's up in this stuff.
Weekly.
Hey, week. Before we do anything, first of all, we're inching, guys. Pause. Whoa. Whoa. We are inching closer to 1,000 on all platforms.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are. Please clap it up.
And you know what's crazy? I'd rather have 1,000 on all platforms at the same time than to like gas up one platform and then try to go gas another one, If you've ever done this in real life and social media, you know this is extremely difficult to do. Like to try to build 5-6 pages all at once and to have it like flowing at the same pace. I kind of rather it be like this. So I appreciate for all of you for keeping coming back to our episodes every single week. We try to get better. We try to give you new content. But before we do anything, you know I got to keep the fan with me.
As work half is today. Coaching season is done. We did not get a bid, so that sucks. But
no,
listen,
Listen, immediately he stopped working, stopped coaching.
Yeah.
Now he unk half.
Nah, that's blog half.
Yeah, look at the outfit.
Unk half.
Outfit.
Yeah, you unk half. You Uncle Shay Shay off.
Yeah,
No, don't be that.
But no, I just season ended last Sunday or this past Sunday.
Yeah.
Summer season started Monday.
But
the summer season's a lot slower. I just work like a set amount of hours every once in a while. But these first 2 weeks is like
Jeremy said work, lurk, smirk. Sugar Daddy and Five.
What's the bid? What's that?
A bid is, just like trying to get to the national tournament. Oh. And in order to do that, you got to win a qualifier or you have to win your region tournament. Or actually in the region tournament, you got to get top 5. And
got in, you know what I'm saying? That's the bid.
We finished better in the qualifiers, which are a lot harder than we did our own region, which we were ranked higher.
So you stuck. So how you get unstuck to make the bid next year then?
All right, that's a perfect example of how you get unstuck. Kids these days, y'all a little soft. Y'all got to actually put in the work. Y'all actually got to be disciplined. If there's one thing I think that my girl struggled with this year was just discipline, actually getting in the gym and putting in work. And, like, we all grew up with a whole different mentality of, like, you're not wasting a rep no matter what it is. Like, if I'm going to shoot hoops, even if I'm just shooting, I'm shooting with the intent of trying to get better.
Yeah, every shot.
But the girls these days, they come into the gym and they're just like all casual. They don't really hustle. They're not really like making effort to like make the better move or make the better body posture whenever they're doing their moves. It's a mess. And so if there's one thing I know that will take us to the next step, will definitely get us a bid, is being locked in. And that includes the discipline, even as like coaches. Like the girls didn't like it, but I'm calling them out and they're like, "What? We just got to do so much running and all this other stuff." Well, do it right, and you don't have to run. It's y'all are being lazy. A lot of times they was running just because they're laziness, not because of they suck or anything like that. It's just because of straight laziness.
That boy venting, ain't he? I'm gonna be with Cook.
Boy, he trying to get him unstuck.
I have 2 NCAA national titles.
You stressing my boy out.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. I know what I'm talking about.
He said, "Go get in that gym."
You got 2 what?
I got 2 rings on.
Where the ring? Man, you got to start wearing the rings,
Why?
man.
I'll bring one.
You got to start on these boys, man.
Yeah, real talk.
I'll bring one.
You got time for the fraud? Oh yeah, be with Cooks, man.
I'm dead.
Corey from Corey's Corner. It's my pup Perry. He got his
Perrito.
bark box yesterday, so he got new toys. He going crazy.
He going lit.
Oh, he lit.
He look at him.
Bark?
Going crazy.
Yeah, Perry scary.
So the business idea is all those boxes, you take all the stuff that couldn't sell, is outdated or right along the line, or maybe that wasn't picked up by big box. So then now they have all this stuff sitting in warehouses that they can't move, and then somebody said, "I'll make a whole business off of this." Is that what all these subscriptions are?
I wouldn't say bark box specifically, because and the reason why I think it probably started that way, but then they started getting into manufacturing their own stuff because every single box they have is themed now.
Yeah,
What is bark box? What is it?
Bark box is a subscription you can get for if you have animals. You sign up, pay a fee per month, and then they send you out treats and toys specifically that are like made for your animal. So if your animal's a certain type of chewer or whatever else, they like squeaky toys like this, or
wow, man.
yeah, they cater to it now.
How much is this per month?
Like
they have
$20.
different. They have different tiers.
Like $20. Like for
I thought you said $200.
I did this version of that same thing with Stitch Fix or something like that. But
that was $5.4 for us back
$5.4
then.
yeah, them clothes.
Money.
No,
it's not that. It's again, for anything else, you pay it for convenience. At some point, I have a dog. He wants toys, so I'm either gonna go to the store every month and buy toys, whatever the toys bust now, Or
They bust down a lot.
Do you tip when they or
can't- you
do
don't tip
they
that.
don't deliver?
they
or
deliver.
something?
It's
They
just
deliver.
a-
It just
it's
it
just a
shows up.
box.
It's a subscription. So when I pay, it show up the same day of the month.
Oh, okay,
Every
bet,
month.
bet,
Like,
bet.
so
what I'm saying?
Stitch
Bark, bark
Fix,
Day.
which was one I liked for a second when it first started. This was when I was in Savannah. It first started way back then. They actually had some really nice clothes. And then it turned into kind of like a Temu Shein like, mixture over the years, but it was the same money, if not more expensive. And essentially, that's like you getting an individual stylist, every month to send you clothes. But it's like, I'm never going to wear this shirt. I'm
I
never
actually think that's hard though. Bark
Yeah.
box.
Yeah, BarkBox. Shout out to BarkBox. I have
do we need an
enjoyed
affiliate
BarkBox.
Or
I mean, I would love to if you would like to give us an
Or
affiliate.
box,
code.
holla at us. Stitch
Hey,
Fix,
look,
holla at us.
I'll shoot videos.
Yeah.
Getting one for Nash.
oh
I've
yeah,
been
we can
and
do
they
Stucky toys.
They so hard, bro. I'll put it like this, bro. Like it's tough. Birthdays, they send birthday cards.
Get a birthday
If
treat.
your
That's
dog,
wild.
if your
That's
dog ends up like passing, you have to put your
These
dog
dogs.
down. They be sending like handwritten notes. You know what I'm saying? So like they.
It's crazy.
I rock with them as a business because they do things that other businesses don't do, and they don't do too much. You know
It's
what I'm
just a
saying?
gift box
For
subscription.
your
business,
for your, you know what I'm saying? And they put snacks in there too, so it's not just toys. So put the snacks in
You
there.
also learn
Shout
like,
out to these four-legged
what treats
machines.
your dog does and does not.
it doesn't like,
Yeah.
and you can go in and change this. He don't like the beef too much.
Yeah.
He like
Give
the
me more
chicken.
chicken,
He likes salmon. And then it just show up. I don't got to worry about going to get it. I pay my money to them and they deliver it to my doorstep.
They got everything, boy.
Yeah, there's no business under the sun.
Yeah, there's something out there, boy. Bark box.
I forgot. I seen something the other day and I was like, bro, I'm in the wrong bit. Like, why didn't I think about that, bro?
Bro, there's so much
it's-
money
Bro, like, for
to
instance,
be accumulated in life.
We
Yeah.
work with this company called Storage Scholars. Shout out to Storage Scholars. You know what they do, bro? They go to college. They work with college campuses. They get contracts with them. And they get students to pay them. And they go pack up their stuff, store it for the summer, and deliver it when they come back to college.
Genius.
That's hard.
I'll never forget this.
That's hard.
I was a sophomore in college, and there was this guy I used to come. I went to Mercer, but I also went to the Stetson Business School. Shout out Stetson. But there was a guy who used to come in suits all the time to class. He would be wearing suits. So one day he did a presentation, and it's so funny. This conversation is crazy 20-something years later, by the way. Like, I can't believe he was on point way back then. And we thought he was so crazy. They were asking him, like, so how did you start this business? I'm about to say the business idea, by the way. And he goes, oh, it's not my money. It's all credit cards. And we were just like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, everything's credit cards. This isn't my money. I've been, just transferring the balances over and over and over until I could finally make some money. And we were just like, that's so crazy. How are you doing that? Now, like, that's how I operate my mind when it comes to money. But anyway, this guy was smart. You talk about school. Well, what's one of the most biggest expenses when you live on campus when it comes to your, like, every day, every week living? There's something that costs you a lot of time. It costs you some money. And you may not have the resources all the time because you're sharing this resource with everybody.
Laundry.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest one, right? Biggest headache, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did this boy do? He would go around. He would charge you like $10 or whatever it was, and he would have you. He had his own baskets. He would put the baskets outside your door. You'd fill up that basket. He'd take it over to the big washateria.
Yeah.
Spend the 75 cents. Make sure. Oh, and then he's not not doing any work. He's taking that money, bundling it up, and then paying the lady to
Do the folding and everything else.
and then
To
dropping
actually
it back
launder
off
it.
to you.
Yeah, I seen there's a company out there right now called Turns we work with. It used to be Tide, where they pull up, do your laundry, you drop it off, and then put it back. And I mean, bro, there's
This
like
guy was doing this in 2005,
he's
2006.
ahead of the curve. He's ahead of the curve. He probably making big money now, boy.
No, he was big back then. That's what I'm saying. He was coming to, bro. He was in class wearing suits every day, and then like to the point where he didn't even want to be there anymore because he is the business course, right? Like he is the guy.
Yeah, that's tough.
But guys, we're doing this every single week. We're just four black men who like to have comedic banter around pop culture, and we do it in a few segments. First is Stuck on Comments. You guys have a lot to say. We have some answers. From there, we try to see who the most stuck of the week was. I feel like there's a lot this week to talk about with that. Maybe not. Maybe the energy's wrong with that. But from there, we move on to you. Make sure you go to StuckyPod.com. Again, StuckyPod.com. I repeat, StuckyPod.com. Send in your Stucky situations, and we make sure to put them up here and talk about it. If it's crazy, we move on to Brian, who can put you on that wheel if you're so stuck and stupid. At the very end, Cori does some shadow work and then sends us on our way, ties a little pretty bow on us. And that's the show. It's about an hour and a half. We hope you stick around. But again, you guys have comments and a lot to say, and we got answers. Who's stuck on comment this week?
This one's a long-winded one.
What's the video
talking about our video from do you have open door policy? You know, so like people coming over that got keys.
Oh, so this was a debate for a while there. I saw a lot of comments on this. So the debate was, is it okay to have an open door policy at your house to let family and friends come through whenever they please? Or do they, or do you provide boundaries for everybody and don't give anyone your key? We want to know the style that you keep in your household, and there was a big debate around that. So, I think this is a comment. Read that one. This is Facebook, by the way.
Shout out to Kenya Thomas, also known as
My boy
KT. KT said it's circumstantial and based on who it is and come from a different area where you might be passing by, notice your cousin car at home, and you like, oh, let me stop by and holler at him real quick before I proceed to go do such and such. Now, in a different situation, boy, these periods is missing. In a different situation, I'm in Texas. And I go to GA or Florida, right now I could go pull up on any family member over there and be welcome because I'm not seen often. But here, there, sure, only certain people that I would let just pop up like that.
This is the key talk.
He's not from Texas.
This is about the keys.
No, this is about
this
like
is about
access to your home. So like
having access.
you
Can I
give
just
parents
pull up
to-
or
friends, family, anybody.
Yeah.
Do you have somebody in your family that or friendships that you give them the front door and they can come in whenever they want without telling you? Just pop up.
First of all, it should be codes. We should be having garage door codes. We're past the keys.
My cue.
Yeah,
We're not doing that.
yeah.
At the end of the
I
day,
feel you.
it's
We ain't
circumstantial,
got time for
but
that.
at the end of the day, do not pop up without a text or something like that.
facts? But
No,
I also
he
think
does
that,
have a
like,
good point though.
He does have a good point because I was thinking about Katie's family and like country folk, like in general,
That's what I was about to get to.
where community really is everything.
That's right.
So and people pop up on each other all the time. It's always like, hey, my door open. The door might not even be locked ever.
I was gonna say shout out to Paulsboro, but I feel like
Yeah,
every time,
yeah,
New
we- if we
Jersey,
were
like
going to
every time
Jersey,
we go
like-
home and we with my mom's family,
We popping up on everybody.
bro. No,
I mean,
it's
low-key,
starting at
we
9
did
a.m.
that
It's still a
growing up.
text though. It's still some type of, hey, you at the crib? I'm on the way.
Not there.
even- I'm
It's
talking
literally
about
it's literally from
just
9
pull up,
a.m. to
bro.
9 p.m. every
Just
day.
pull up.
People
Never
are just
seen
popping
nothing
up
like
to their
that.
house. No,
We
I'm
used to
not
do
doing
that
that.
though, like
I
growing
mean,
up.
I just pulled, but it's not even that. I just picked up mom and dad from the airport. They was at her house, and they was like, "Yeah, it's still the same." We was there, and we might have seen 40 other people that came through at
Yeah,
some
because
point.
no one calls. It's
No,
literally
it's just-
like
it's
they're
just come
sitting out.
through.
So they anticipate it so much. They sit on their porch and like wait for the individuals like on time.
Who?
My cousins, I'm telling you, they sit on the porch literally all day long, bro, and people just pull up.
You talking about
literally.
New Jersey?
Yes,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm
Is that crazy? I know it sounds wild.
Nah,
but I swear.
I believe your story. We talking about the smallest town in the world.
No,
we
but
just
Like,
talking
come
about
on,
just
man.
saying,
like,
like,
the
in some
difference of big
areas,
being.
to his
I'm
point.
with you. Of
Yeah.
course, there's people out there that do that, but I'm just
But
saying.
as for
like,
me and my
come on.
house,
Like most people are
Garage
at least
codes.
doing a text or a call. Hey, you at the crib? Let me swing by. Because you don't want to make that dead drive, bro. Gas ain't cheap.
No, that's
Like nobody
another
want to
thing.
make that 20, 30-minute drive and you ain't at the crib.
Or less of that.
Oh,
I just don't want to be
man.
popping in on nothing, bro. That's my
yeah,
biggest
you
fear.
could be popping in on anything.
That's my
boy.
biggest fear, boy.
I'm trying to get off and I can't get off because you
Forget
knocking
that.
at the
Any
door.
of it.
Hey,
Any of
boy,
it.
if we doing that, I'm gonna hit you like J. Cole. You know how I go make the pizza man wait.
Hey, boy.
And I do mine in the shower so nobody can hear. That's the best time to do it.
I'm talking about if I'm like with my. I ain't talking about that. That's your Reddit. Reddit.
Yeah, we just got the new Reddit account. Shout out to that.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
not just
StuckyPod
porn
already.
now. It's StuckyPod.
Yeah, StuckyPod already, guys.
Yes.
And
That's another
upvote.
one.
Upvote. Let's get the upvote up.
What's upvote? You just hit the arrow up.
Come on.
It's like
just-
Reddit's like button.
I truly only know Reddit for porn. I just need to. No, I'm not trying to keep talking about it.
there
It's
goes
just the
this
truth. And I need to start knowing what all the gadgets are for.
All right, Corey. On that one, just put
This ain't Tumblr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
or X.
We can't say the PORN on YouTube.
You gotta say corn.
Oh, okay.
A
My bad,
big
YouTube, I
lump
love
of
you.
knob. It
got
has
the
juice. It has juice.
Man, RIP to his short career, I guess. That guy was awesome. All right, so anyway, who's my stuck of the week?
We got
ain't
other
got one.
comments. That was the only one.
Nah, that was on.
Oh, Stucky,
long-winded
bro.
enough.
Oh man, let me
Yeah.
think. Man, I be trying to stay out of the personal ones because I got a lot of people in my personal like that.
Yeah,
Nah,
same.
Bro,
Bruh,
if that's the
same.
case, we'd be here for weeks.
no
Everybody
facts,
got that.
boy. Oh my god. But I ain't want to do that because I'm trying to stay out of the. No, I ain't trying to be messy. Who would I think of right now? Who's a Mutha-Stucka? Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Diddy case in general.
Yeah.
Like they're already having some
It's
issues, so I'll give you the
definitely
one that's the biggest Mutha-Stucka of the week for me.
Yeah, but I feel like he on a Diddy on the Mutha-Stucka Rushmore, right?
Yeah, but no,
Yeah,
this ain't him. This is
The
nothing.
Stuckmore.
This is actually the two. So this is the two councils. Okay, get Mutha-Stucka of the week for me. So there's a guy apparently, because it's not public, it's a federal one, so you can't see it, right? So you have to
You
wait
can
for
see
all the.
the renderings.
Yeah, of course. You can see all the pictures later where they got the long face every time. But anyway, so apparently there was a guy that was on the jury that worked at the location where Diddy's actually at right now.
I ain't get thrown off the Diddy. I mean,
So hold on. So hold on. He
had.
actually had to tell the judge. Think about this for a second. He's being asked by the judge who he is to make sure this is an official juror that can be used, bro. So think about how far he got.
Because you go through that.
He's all the way at the
Yeah,
judge.
at the judge. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Which means everything that has been said about this prior to this point where he's been involved, he could potentially have been connected to any of them, either the plaintiff or the defendant. Either of them could have had access to this guy to give him information to try to sway the, you know what I'm saying? And here this man is telling the judge, oh, by the way, I work with Diddy's locked up, bro. And the judge got mad like, yo, y'all got to get it together.
Because what are we doing?
Yeah, because honestly, this is the one, I know this sounds crazy because this is going to sound super like wild to say, because every case should be treated this way. But this is that one case, bro, where you can't slip. There can't be not one tiny, small little, from either side.
Yeah.
You can't have one little tiny mess up.
Well, there will be.
And
Every
that's why the
case has-
judge went crazy.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why the judge was like, hey.
You gotta that when you can't have, right? Like
Yeah.
like some stuff you like, dang, I don't know how that got through. Them
That's wild.
Diddy
That's
might,
terrible.
He might weasel right.
Because that's why the
Facts.
judge is mad. Because he's
100%.
like, no, y'all not
Oh,
finna.
come on,
He
bro.
gonna find a hole. Brian's still gonna find
Let's,
a hole.
let's be real.
Yeah.
No one's
Go
gonna
find-
say it, but I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
say
said
it.
Diddy gonna find a hole?
No. Oh, whoa, jeez.
Yeah, with baby oil.
Listen,
Oh.
no one's gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. They don't want another Atlanta.
Wait, time out.
Yeah.
They don't want another Atlanta.
Have y'all seen the movie Blink Twice?
Boy, what?
That just recently came out on Netflix, right?
I don't know if it's on
No,
Netflix, but
Blink Twice with
It's on Max.
No, but
It's with
the dancer.
Yes,
How was
Big
it?
Swole-
Channing Tatum, right?
Tatum.
Yeah.
The dancer? He's a dancer?
No, but how do you do the dance?
I don't know.
Jamie said the
Yeah,
dancer.
yeah, yeah.
Did y'all just have you watched
about
Blink
it?
Twice?
Uh-uh.
No, I haven't, but I was going to.
First off, it was really good. I enjoyed it. I didn't really have an expectation going in. And at the end, I was like, okay, this wasn't bad. Now, there was a part of the movie that I was like, this is getting very cliche. But let's just say you should watch it. It's very on brand for the topic that we're talking about. This is an interesting movie. Watch Blink Twice.
Back to Mutha-Stucka of the week.
Yes, back to Mutha-Stucka of the week. I have a candidate.
Okay, let's hear it.
The Boston Celtics.
I thought you were gonna say Paul Pierce.
Well, yeah, he was definitely.
He might still be
stuck, but
walking fast.
But what part? Like you're talking about the response after
No. I think the Boston Celtics collapsed twice.
100%.
They did.
So they got home court advantage.
And up 20. That's
And
crazy.
you're up 20 basically in both games.
Yep.
I think they're stuck in super for not acknowledging, bro. Just stop shooting that many threes when you're up and just try to play ball.
I thought you were talking about Paul Pierce when he
No,
said that.
no, no.
They,
Why they not admitting
I'm
it?
talking about. Thank you. And I do think, and if you watch the Knicks game, they get to their buckets as well as I forgot the other team I was watching the other night. They get to their spots and they do a lot of like mid range. The Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I'm loving
Yeah, I love
to
the
see
Knicks,
the
bro.
mid range. Oh, the Thunder as well. The Thunder get to
Yes.
their bucket,
Yes.
whether it be at the rim or in the mid range. And I'm like, all right, they're not just hawking up threes all the time.
Yes.
they're actual good
They're
basketball
actual
teams.
good
Yes.
hoopers, bro.
Because you know
Yes.
why? Because they're devoid of having the massive superstars.
Yes, so they have to play-
all stars, yes, but they have to play into this system.
Jalen
to work.
is
The Brunson burner.
right now is
Look,
superstar right now.
no. He's
I don't.
we're
I don't
talking
mean that.
about the Thunder first off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is
Like mega stars.
you have the
Oh,
young.
yeah, okay,
They don't have that big.
And
they
the
don't
only
have
one
Kevin
you
Durant.
have really that's
100%.
forming now is SGA.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
100%.
So but he's been there for years. So it's not like he is kind of like the Anthony Edwards. It's not like he came in the league and was him immediately. He him now though.
Like Anthony Edwards is a mega star.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
he's a
he
mega
didn't,
star,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But he had to
Big
work
boy.
his way there too.
Yeah.
But So, which is why you can get rid of a cat and still have the team.
Right.
Be
And that's
what
how
it is.
that's why I say what I said, because if people could argue Cat, no, Cat got traded.
Yeah, Cat's not there.
You get moved already. And that's why I say what I say
He's
about
an all-star.
Brunson. He got moved. So it's like
Yeah,
these are big
But
stars.
Brunson, that boy
Brunson was doing what he was doing in the Knicks on the Mavericks too. Brunson is cold
Yeah,
body.
Dallas, we got to get it together.
But Dallas
out
got to
here.
get it together. But the Celtics, that's why I said the Celtics is stuck, because you had home court advantage. And first of all, you don't want to drop one, but you dropped two. You was up 20 points, bro. And here's the worst part. You lost on the last play off of the Knicks defense.
Twice.
Not like you missed a bucket. You couldn't even get to a bucket.
Twice.
That's trash.
Yeah.
That's trash, bro. Y'all got to be, if y'all don't come back.
I hope they sweep him. I want New York all
Me
the way.
too, bro. Like,
I want New York all the
I
way.
want to see the Knicks and I want to see the Thunder.
That's
You know
what
why I
wanna
want to see the Knicks? I
wanna
just
see
miss
it.
all the Bing Bong content.
Me too. I feel like NBA is good when the Knicks are good, bro.
Yeah, man. When you're on Instagram and every fourth video is Bing Bong.
Yeah.
And shout out to Buddy Hill, man.
Oh, he's the goat.
What
right
you been
now.
doing these last couple
You know what?
games? bro, I
Okay,
got
let me tell
small
a
clap
quick
for
Buddy
you,
Hill
bro.
story. Can I tell a quick Buddy Hill
Of
story?
course.
First of all, don't clock the T on this. I pay attention to everything, and I'm sorry, but I know Buddy Hill works out in Dallas all the time. Like every summer, he's out here working out. I see him a lot because I like to go to North Park with my kids and my wife. So one time we're there, I see him at Chick-fil-A. Now this is before he went to LA to start the process in Sacramento and so on and so forth that he's at now. I forgot where he was. Was it
New Orleans, maybe?
maybe he was somewhere? I think it was New Orleans. He was somewhere that was not on the West Coast. And I built up the courage to speak to him this time. I've seen him like 3 times. There's 3 summers I've seen him, and I'm like, it's always at North Park and it's always at this Chick-fil-A. So I'm finally building up the courage, and I said, I'm gonna say something. I said, bro, if the Lakers call, go. I didn't even say, hey, nice to meet you. Hey, buddy, you play really well. Nothing like that, bro. He was on the phone, and the way he looked at me, I'll never forget it. I couldn't tell. Man, this is gonna sound crazy. I couldn't tell if he was like mad, slow, or like I couldn't pick up like what was going on. So I left it at that. Like it's the most awkward interaction of all time. I told him if the Lakers call, you pick up.
Yeah, he would.
And he was like, yeah, but then realized like, wait, what is he saying? As if like, how do you know that the Lakers could be calling me? It's like I pay attention. So fast forward to the interviews and the way you hear him talking and like the way they entertain each other is like, oh, that's the same buddy that I met that day. He didn't speak. Otherwise, if he would have spoke, I'd have been like, oh.
It'd be hard sometimes. I had a weird interaction with Sabrina Ionescu. I don't know why though, because that like I was filming. We was at the
the
Wings game.
Yeah.
First time she was cooking.
Bro, I knew she was. I told you that night.
She was cooking.
Hey, the way because she was locked in.
In the warm-ups.
Hey, in
She
the
was
warm up, I
cooking
said,
that night,
24,
boy.
ain't it?
Sabrina Ionescu? She ain't 24, is she?
But anyway,
Yeah.
I didn't notice she was right out. She just came out the tunnel. They're waiting for people to come off the court. She's about to run the court. And I'm right here. Like, I'm standing right here. She's right here. I got my camera out. People are coming out the court. I turn to the left, and it's her. I watch women's basketball. I love the W. I love Sabrina. And I started moving my lips, and what came out was, you're the GOAT. And she looked at me like, didn't say nothing. I was like, why did I just say that, fam?
Because now you gotta think about her, right?
Facts. Like why would
her whole day went by. She's probably thinking about insurance. She's got to pay at 6 p.m. Like this is work to
dinner
her.
afterwards?
Yeah, like when you're at work, are you thinking about the work you're actually doing?
No.
No, you're thinking about like I can't wait to get up out of here. So in your mind, this is awesome. This is WNBA. This is a game. And to her, this is like I'm at work, and this dude's like, you're the GOAT.
Yeah, basically. You know what I'm saying? So she looked at me and when she ran on the court, I was like, I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
like, why would I
you
say that?
can't,
Like,
you can never do it right with them because you don't know. Like you just have one moment, and you're like, what do I say? That's funny. So who we voting for? We got Boston Celtics. Wait, first of all, you guys didn't give us any.
I'm good. Yeah, we already. Yeah, we need to move on.
All right, Boston.
I got
Celtics.
Boston.
I'm going with the Celtics. Then Celtics.
Boston,
You stuck.
Man, y'all boys in a stucky situation. Hey,
That sound like the run.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I'm about to say. They're wrong. Yeah, put me on. Put me on. I
runners.
need it on list. I need that
I
deal.
heard that and I think damage. Is that what it is? The runners.
Well, yeah.
Damage.
The runners had a
run.
stint,
The
for
runners
sure.
had a run.
They literally did.
All right, so here we have an anonymous post. Says, I can't believe I'm doing this shit, but bruh, tell me I'm wrong. Me and this girl been talking for like 4 months. we done did things, but we ain't did the thing. You feel me? Other night, I thought it was about to happen because everything was going right. Wrong. We ended up getting into an argument over a raincoat, cuz I ain't wear one, but she flipped it and asked if I'm smashing on another girl's. I told her respectfully that that's my business. She gonna tell me that it's important for her to know because if I'm sleeping with someone else, she's sleeping with them too. Like, that don't even make no sense. Am I tripping? I fucks with her heavy, but like, bruh, come on, dog.
Okay, first of all, this person is
black.
Gen Z or further.
Yeah.
No
Gotta
question
be,
in my
bro.
mind. No question.
Are they black?
And I was like, I'm not running this shit
Of course,
through.
but I wasn't gonna go there. Yeah, Brian gonna go there.
Yeah, I'm asking, are they black? You think they black?
They gotta be.
Or they
None
white?
done.
They're
No,
white.
you know what gave it away? Two things. He didn't say "the" in front of the other night. That's how you know one. That's he's.
Of course, the cuz. Yeah, that's,
Other night,
Other night, because that's how we talk. Man, the other night.
yeah, 100%.
Game over for you, my boy. I knew who you were from the jump. But yeah, what I see here is just youth. It's just youth on both sides.
I feel you.
First of all, she actually is making a lot of sense. Can we talk about that?
No, that's true.
Yeah,
I was
what
about
she
to say
said.
that.
What she said actually, dude, makes a lot of sense. Meaning, if you were to be, doing the diagonal nasty with somebody else, and you ain't wearing protection,
No raincoat, as he says.
You hear me? And then you bring that home to her, then technically you're mingling the two, and she's kind of right. Now, what I want to address is where did it come from? Like, because I already know what it is. What you're dealing with, son, is this thing that we all deal with when we come up dating these girls. This is a little bit of crazy, son. Welcome to the world. This is what happens. You get a little bit of crazy out of all of them.
Sound like she want a threesome.
No, that's not what
No, I mean, it's the fact. It's the
If I'm
fact
sleeping
that
with someone else, she's sleeping with them too.
No.
He's talking about
he's
not
saying-
being clean.
Yes.
Okay,
After
That's
smashing
why
one
she
other
wants
girl.
to know
bet.
if he's sleeping with other people because she feels like she has a right to know because if she's going to be blessing him with her, she don't want to be getting stuff from other people.
And everybody's
which
had
is
this. Yeah.
which is reasonable.
This isn't bad. This is
A reasonable ask, and also from his standpoint, I think it's also reasonable for him to feel like that ain't none of your business if y'all are not like together.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all are just if I'm trying to get you unstuck, my brother,
Just stop right there.
yeah, bro,
It's game over. Like
it's good.
Either you raincoat or it's no more.
Right. You're
It's
gonna follow her wishes or you're gonna follow yours. Which one do you want? And the key here is the reason why we say just stop. You don't need to manipulate her
no.
Yeah.
into getting what you want
No.
because you can get what you want from other people who want it as well.
Yeah.
So go do that. Like it's fine. It's all good. Y'all can still be cool. Matter of fact, you might even get some player points if you keep it player. You know what I'm saying? If you're like, all right, you know what? I hear you out. I rock with you. I actually like you just even beyond that because we've been talking for 4 months.
Yeah.
So I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I hope you respect the fact that like I wanted this to be more than what it was. So like,
Come on, B Wood, give us black and white.
Just say no. Not like that. Just say no, you ain't. I mean, if you ain't mess with no girls, just say no, I'm not.
It's
Go back to
simple.
business.
All right,
Get
I'm
the cutty.
gonna be unk for a second because I'm gonna start doing stuff like this in these moments. Here's the real way to get unstuck. Okay, first of all, stop having premarital sex.
that's number
100%.
one. You know
We
what
gotta
I'm
be
saying?
unk, man. I've been getting on people for not just telling the truth about stuff. The truth is, bro, this is why God tells us not to have sex before marriage because sex isn't supposed to be confusing like this. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be something you share with somebody you love that you married, right? So number one, stop having premarital sex. But let's say you choose to have premarital sex. At this point, I always say this amongst my friends and my family, like how much more data, how much more time, how many more bad stories do we need before you realize, bro, wear a condom. Just assume that you're wearing a condom every time at this point. Am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping at all.
Yeah, like,
I
at this point, just wear the condom.
1,000%,
Strap up.
bruh.
Strap all the way up nowadays, boy.
It should be the other way around, bro. Like they should be asking you, I don't know, take it off. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's how strong you should be in your
Straight
raincoat
up.
game.
Oh, and
Straight
keep it
up.
a bean. Let's flip it just to give him a little bit of insight because he said he don't understand. So let's make him understand. Let's flip it, my boy. If you were doing what you was doing, you were strapping up, and then in the middle of it, she's like, take it off. Where does your mind go? I know
facts.
I'm immediately thinking she's burning. She's
or you just been doing this with other people.
Yeah, this ain't the first time. You know this. My mind is not going to something wholesome. So now let's reverse it back. So here you are. She with you, and he's like, let me take off the Jimmy hat. She's like, wait a minute. She gonna think the same exact thing about you. So that's all this is. You know what I'm saying?
Wayne said, wear a helmet when you banging, man. Guard your brain.
Mm-hmm. The same thing though.
There's no way you could turn it on me like that because I'm turning on you immediately. Oh, what you guilty for? What you bring this up for? Mm-hmm. Yeah, turn it back on her, man. I'm telling you the tricks, man. She brought it up, turn it right back on her. I'm like, man, baby, come on, you know I ain't doing that, but why you bring it up? You good? What you doing?
What's wrong? You got your guilty conscience?
Yeah, what's that guilty conscience coming from?
What's going on?
I'm just telling you my way.
He will go keep you stuck in arguments.
Hey,
definitely gonna end up stuck in.
No,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Stuck with something.
Just say what you need to say, and then if she don't like it, leave.
It's very simple.
And it's simple for me.
And
bro.
the crazy part is, because I'm gonna
4 months.
Look, what B was trying to say is like, you ain't fooling us.
Yeah,
like we see it right through you anyway. So like you got it anyway. You got it somewhere else anyway. You might as well just keep getting to where you at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you with her 4 months? I mean,
come on.
Actually, you know what's crazy? I'm actually very happy that y'all had a conversation in the heat of the moment because you said everything was going right, wrong. So like stuff was leading to where it was going to lead, and y'all had a conversation about consent.
Sir.
This is what it was.
This is what consent looks
You know
like, even in the most
100%.
heated moments, apparently.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You was there. You probably went. Never mind. You know what I'm saying? Probably went home dripping.
Yeah. What was his name again?
I was
anonymous. Why you gotta be anonymous?
I want to know.
The black guy, because we know he black, because he said cuz, but
God dang.
don't be SNS, bro. Which you know that's the segment where a person, place, or thing found herself in a stuck and stupid situation and we put him on the wheel. Corey, spin that wheel.
And
there we go. Audio.
Spinning.
No last.
That's good audio. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Good internet.
That's how we gonna know.
The good internet.
Yeah. Is it stuck and stupid not to think NFL teams did Shedeur Sanders dirty by passing on him early? On him?
I just copy and paste.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'm ChatGPT, you got me. I was about to say, I copy and paste too. Now,
so is it stuck and stupid not to think NFL teams did Shedeur dirty by passing on him early?
Yeah.
To not actually, I'm gonna forever be torn about this. I feel like there's some football, there's some behind the scenes here that I've heard a lot about that you can't really confirm about, like the way he was in these interviews.
Unless the people come out, right? Like they talk about Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll got to say
somebody got to come out and say, actually, I'm serious. He was horrible. Like it was terrible in there. I couldn't even breathe. The cologne was really that bad. Like I really did have a problem. Until then, it's just hearsay.
Mike Tomlin coming out saying, "Oh, he's great."
Yeah, and everybody else, or Brady. Brady came out and said something too. Brady was
Brady trained him. That's why he also ran 12.
But he said, like, I mean, it has nothing to do with what everybody's making it out to do. So then they call Brady a liar. He's like, no, I'm serious. Like, why can't it have just been that he didn't fit? So that's why I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yes, I still truly have something in my heart where there was something here. In my heart, I feel there was something here. No one can probably point out what that thing is, but there's something. Same token, I don't know because the stories haven't come out. People haven't confirmed them yet.
Yeah,
I'm stuck in.
Give me that data. Give me that research. I would be stuck in too, because there's always two sides to that.
Yeah, I'm stuck in.
I think there's definitely. I'm not stuck. I'm either no or yes. I don't know how to do it on this one. I do think there was something here. Yeah, I do think there was something here. So
you agree with me in that scenario?
I don't think that there was like, and when I say there's something here, here's what got me. Him being Cam Ward going ahead of him, I was cool with.
Whatever, 100%. Yeah, that's fine.
Bro, when we got to Dylan Gabriel, really when we got to the other boy, Tyler Shutt, when we got to Dylan Gabriel on the Browns.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Tough.
And then later on, the Browns go get him. It doesn't make any sense, especially let's look at the Browns roster, bro. You got Joe Flacco.
They got 4 QBs.
You got Mr. Massage. Mm-hmm. You got Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, you got 4.
And you also got Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, don't forget.
You got Dylan Gabriel, and then now you got 5.
5, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I missed
2 of them are probably getting cut or traded.
And they're trying to make Shedeur one of them.
You see what I'm saying? So And then for all the teams to pass up on him multiple times, and I would say all of them, not all of them needed a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Not all of them need a quarterback. Now, granted, if I were the Eagles and he would drop to the 5th or 6th round, I'm finna go snag him. Because you might even be an asset, but hell, I can train you up behind Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Bro,
got
I'm
the
saying
swag?
that we
See?
did. There's one. That's why I don't think we got an A+.
No. What?
If we would have grabbed him,
Well, I
That would've
think
been an A+++
that's why I'm telling you, bro,
score.
because I heard the reason why the Browns grabbed him is because they were started to hear that somebody was about to take him. And so the Browns was like, he's best on the board. Let's just go grab him. We would rather have him as an asset.
but we had picks before that.
But we don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, that's
I
what
know
I'm
we
what I'm saying?
don't. I know we don't.
So
but
at
Howie
that
did
point-
his job for y'all.
Yeah. We don't need
no,
a quarterback.
Howie went. I said
He
that,
would be-
Yeah,
He
he
knew,
had an
right?
A. He
Yeah.
had an
For
A.
He's
the
the god of
Eagles,
this.
He got an
for,
A.
He's
for
the
a team
god.
who needed a quarterback, I think Shedeur was a first or second round draft pick.
Yeah.
For a team who doesn't like the Eagles and he's still there 5th or 6th, go ahead and snag him up.
Snag him up. Yeah.
Because why not? I can have
I
him.
would have traded down for that Chicago for that.
I say at least
They
a 4. What,
tried.
he
I
went
think
5th
that's what
round?
happened, bro. You saw what?
He went 5th.
He went 5th.
I
And
say at
you
least a
think,
4.
so you
Fourth
think,
is
so you
the
think Howie
minimum.
called
I
Cleveland
think
and that's when they
not
said
how
yes?
we call Cleveland. I think how we started. I think other teams, Howie or other teams, started calling. This is the murmurings I've been reading and hearing. Started calling around, trying to trade down, trade up,
Trade up at that point.
trying to trade up. Cleveland caught wind of it.
They said, hell no, let's pick him up. Yeah.
Let me go ahead and grab him.
That's why they weren't so. I don't care. And again, to your point, I don't care what they say. They were not enthusiastic in that room.
No,
and don't
they
miss
were
me
not.
with the being
I saw the phone
tired.
calls.
Yeah, they weren't.
Yeah, because I've seen when teams have been exhausted and they get their guy.
But isn't that one of the teams they mentioned? Him or his dad? They came out and said they didn't want to go to Cleveland.
Yes.
Of course, but this is the point I'm
So
making.
then,
probably won't be having to pick him up either.
This is the point I'm making.
So then why would
Yeah.
they take him?
Come on.
Eh?
No, because they're trying to set a tone.
They're
I'm
trying
telling
to-
you,
I-
bro.
I'm all about the bag, so I'm definitely taking Shedeur.
This was
You filling up
and
seats.
whether you like Shedeur or not, whether he has an attitude problem or not, whether he missed the install, there's been plenty of quarterbacks who did that. I mean,
Please,
Johnny
man,
Manziel
that's
didn't even watch
nonsense.
tape.
The
And y'all
other
drafted
stuff
him
is
top.
nonsense.
Facts.
So I think the NFL generally has a problem evaluating quarterbacks. But if you watched college football at all last year, the year before that, and any of his time during Jackson State,
And the year before that. There you go.
he is a cold quarterback.
Nah, he's
bro.
good.
Now he does have flaws because every quarterback has flaws.
Yes.
I think he holds the ball a little bit too long. He has a Jalen Hurts problem. Remember early Jalen Hurts? Sometimes
Like
early
getting hit.
Carson Wentz.
Like
Come
getting
on,
hit.
bro, just let the ball go. Like if the reads aren't there, check
and
down
look,
or
and
get,
look
get
what
rid
got
of
both
it.
of them out of it. Look what happened to both of them. Both of them got out of that by getting hurt. So you can play all
Don't
you
take
want.
the hits.
Take
So,
the hits.
I don't know. I think there was something there, but I really am like, I really hope that the right situation happens for Shedeur.
Yeah.
He proved everybody wrong. Whether he has a Geno arc and it takes years, or it happens this season.
Just do
I
the
don't
work.
think it's gonna happen this season, but we'll see.
I don't think
Let's
so
say
either,
just do the
but we'll
work.
see.
Yeah,
He's got a good attitude.
I seen it. Yeah, I seen him. He posted a
Today.
little photo of him
Talk
in
too
the
soon.
locker room.
Yeah.
That lag immediately came.
Yeah, it came.
You only get one spin.
Is it stuck and stupid to think 100 men can kill one gorilla or unalive one gorilla? No weapons.
Yes.
Actually,
No weapons.
This is the dumbest argument on the internet forever, and I've seen all the experts talk. I've seen all the everything. It's dumb.
the blue
What
and
about
white
100
dress is
crackheads,
dumb.
though?
No.
Okay.
I think
So 100 men or
I was
That's
swayed
okay.
on this. I don't think it's stupid. I think 100 men can do it.
I think it's stupid. I
I guess it's all based on the
Man,
attack.
we're like
Unless
we
they're
have
crackheads.
everything.
If they're
So the reason
crackheads,
why
we're
I say it
good.
doesn't work is because everything on the 100 men side has to go perfectly.
It got
No, it doesn't. No, it
go
doesn't.
phenomenal.
So here's why. And here's why I
No
said I was
weapons?
swayed on
You're
this.
talking
bro.
about no
Here's why I
weapons.
was swayed on this.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It was
gotta explain it.
zoologists.
No, yeah, I got
It's
you.
Now,
zoologists.
before we finish, remember he said that 100 men can get
I think
And,
I
one
know.
gorilla.
and on top
He's
of
the
this,
guy.
and on top of that, remember I said all them zoologists, all them experts, I list to all of them too, and I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I disagree. But go
No,
ahead.
here's why.
He's on the 100 men side.
I do think we sensationalize a lot of things.
Sure.
And once you start getting down to the true numbers, they said silverback gorillas, da. Now, are they going to choose the biggest, baddest, or is it going to be an average? It'll probably be an average.
Oh,
an average.
come on, man.
'Cause Let's be real.
Yeah.
It'll probably be average, and we're probably going to have 100 of the averages men too. We're not having 100.
Now I was gonna say that's nonsense because everybody's been picking up their most like 100.
But even
Yeah.
let's say it was 100 of the biggest, baddest men.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying.
you
Get
got
him.
that,
Get him.
and you got that
100
one,
Batistas.
Yeah.
and you
get
got
him.
that one big bad gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
That gorilla gonna weigh 800 pounds, maybe.
No, 400. I think they max out.
But
at
the
5.
big bad one may be 800.
Yeah.
They said 23 miles per hour. Hey,
Yeah,
they
but guess
gorilla
what? It's kind of like spiders, bro. They're kind of like spiders. they tire out very fast. So them first six, all right, y'all might get pummeled.
Ain't no might.
But let's think about a gorilla's makeup, bro. They are muscle, but they don't have like hard shells or nothing like that. You can heavy trauma on a.
So hold on before you do that. If you shot a 9mm at the head of a gorilla while running at you, it bounces off because their head's made of enough bone to feel like armor.
Yeah. What is their stomach, side, and back, and their muscles and their shoulders? And
no weapons. So what are you gonna do? You gonna poke him to death?
No, we're gonna punch the hell out of him.
Great, go for it.
And when he gets tired, this is what I'm saying. When he gets tired, we're talking about internal trauma too.
You have to strike him. That means you have to get close enough to strike him.
Okay, them first 6, because he's gonna get tired. He's not gonna be able to fight 100.
I feel like the tired gorilla. I don't think like that.
No. When come on. Have you seen a tired dog? Any animal?
I'm aware. I know what lactic acid is. I'm saying the same thing about the humans.
That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna tire out faster than them.
But we have 100 of them though, right?
Yeah.
So like, if we have 100 of them, and now we're talking about, because I was going average for average, but you said 100 at the top. So they're not gonna tire out as fast. The first 6 is probably getting smashed. Get 7 to 8 and 10. That gorilla starting getting tired, and I still got 90 more.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm doing the biggest gorilla and the biggest, baddest
first
men.
20 out of
Okay, no, I say the first 6, 7, 8.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you. On the averages, the gorilla has a strength of 20 men. On the averages,
that's why I said 20.
And this is the averages. I'm talking about the biggest, baddest gorilla versus the biggest, baddest men.
For sure.
So on the average, they're 20. That's 20 men. So I'd say 3 rounds before they get tired. And you have to hear me out. If 20 men on average is what the strength of one gorilla is, who's probably around 400 pounds, let's say the biggest thing we find in the world is like 600 pounds. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, a number, right? And it's the baddest gorilla of all time. He's going to be much stronger than the size of 20 men. It'll be like 25. So now let's go 3 levels deep. Let's say the first 25 is literally like one man to him. Like, because remember, he's, like the first 25 is by the definition one man to him.
No. But see, that's where I think I had to, this is incredible. I had to talk today about data. That's where I think we get stuff wrong. Just because you are strong as 25 men doesn't mean you use your strength like 25 men.
Sure.
You don't punch like we do. You try to slam like we do.
So there's two things I'll say to that.
Have you seen a group of guys trying to get a bull contained?
I've seen a group of guys actually.
That's too easy. That's too easy. But hold on. That's too easy. That's too easy. Hold on.
It takes 6 guys.
I would implore you to go watch these hand-to-hand combats with gorillas and grizzlies, right? I liken it now that my son is in jiu-jitsu and I'm kind of like getting back into the martial arts. I liken those fights to jiu-jitsu matches. And I mean that. Like, you can literally see them doing Osoko holds and Osoko grabs and shoulder drops. And you're like, what is this? This is nature. This isn't like, these are in nature. He's not going to a dojo every day at 4 o'clock to learn these moves, but he knows how to put somebody in a choke. Like a real gorilla. Bro, whatever fight way that man is going to come, and whatever training he's been doing his whole life to come and fight me in his little way, I'm naturally a gorilla, and I have these instincts to be able to counter those things with technicality. I think the first 25 is literally like him picking his nose. It's not even like a joke.
There's no way.
Bro,
maybe 6 or 7.
If he's
especially,
check this out. Check this out.
I don't know about that.
Let's just, because everybody's logistics. One thing I will say that got me to thinking was like, okay, we can do something where we try to outsmart the gorilla, and then at that point, our tactics of what you're talking about might work. And to that, I'll say, okay. Meaning, if you got like a handful of sand and somehow you got close enough to get the sand into
there's going to be sacrifice, bro. And that's the thing that makes us different than all these other animals. We're smarter. Yes. And we know how to do. So you're dumb. I'm going to be able, even if.
Not. They're 98% us or 99% us.
But the gap between
99 and 100 is big, yes.
Is huge.
Yes. It's a difference between opposable thumbs and making $1 million companies and all that. Yes.
They should be working.
Yeah, I get it. But all I'm saying is,
gorilla pull that human.
It's too easy. We're doing somebody else said this. He said the men gonna win. He said, I'm gonna walk up to the gorilla, I'm gonna start jacking them off.
Somebody said bite his dick off. Those things are the things that can work. But again, you're talking about, bro, think about logistically what has to happen for you to be able to bite the dick of a gorilla in the middle of him fighting 100 men.
What is he gonna do? This is what I'm trying to say. What is he gonna do? This is the only way he could, if 30 people circled up in the first wave,
I swear,
It's 30
bro, I
people.
swear on my mama, him
No,
standing there
listen.
like this, bro.
Okay,
it's like
and that's
50
not gonna
people.
be. That's not gonna be. If we look at the anatomy of it, that's not gonna be an effective strike.
No, it won't. But I'm saying
It's
even
not.
that right there is
Okay,
50 niggas.
so
bro.
like that's not 50.
yeah, bro.
It's
Just
not.
spin cycle. I've seen Donkey
It's
Kong.
not, bro. I
this
think we
boy.
sensationalize gorillas, and
No
as we
way.
should, we
Oh
should be
my
safe.
God.
You know what I'm saying? But I do think 100 humans, 100 men, could defeat one gorilla.
Let me ask you
bro.
something. Do you feel the same way about a grizzly?
What, that we can defeat one grizzly?
The fact that you had to ask me that twice lets me know you already.
No,
think
I
you
would
have
say, did you feel the same way that it would be 100 grizzly versus? I'm asking you the
no,
question.
100 men versus one grizzly.
I think there's not a lot of animals out there besides.
A grizzly, because there's no way you think a grizzly is not going to destroy all 100 of them.
No, I'd feel the same about a grizzly too. Grizzlies are strong, but again, there's not something that a grizzly has that would give it supreme armor. The only animals I think we're not getting is because we have to strike them or grab them, hold them down.
Elephant.
It's animals
something
like that
big.
have
Yeah, it gotta
supreme
be big,
armor that
yeah.
if we hit them, it means nothing.
A rhino.
Yeah,
We're
rhino.
cooked,
Yeah, we're
bro.
cooked.
We're cooked.
We're rhino.
We're
boy.
cooked.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna hit a rhino and the rhino gonna be like, hey, we did a fly just land on me? Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like them type of animals that have supreme armor, cool. If you have flesh and we can continue to beat and cause internal damage,
Man,
100
listen,
humans
Fish
win.
Too.
we'll have to see.
Yeah.
100 humans
We gotta
win,
hire a
man.
gorilla and get this
I'm
done.
with it. I had switched because I was like, heck no. But then, I switched.
No, I'm
I
still,
wish Jackass was still around. I'll probably fight it.
No,
Yeah.
no,
They
I
got
don't want to watch a
100
real
they
murder.
definitely would.
I don't want to
They
watch a
gonna
real
do
murder.
6.
Yeah.
I take Bam Margera myself. You know what I'm saying? Him alone.
Is it stuck and stupid to say that Doecii, is that her name, Doecii?
Yeah.
Is it stuck and stupid to say that Doecii's Met Gala outburst was unprofessional?
I say no.
I'm stuck in.
Talk about it.
I say no, man. She was in the elevator. Well, first off, you had the Met Gala.
Yeah.
You want to be
And-
right?
And if anybody knows the Met Gala, they
Big
have a
time.
theme, and everybody comes to the carpet, and they reveal what they're wearing. That's on theme. So like being seen or not seen what you're wearing before you get there is
It's a
very
big deal.
important.
Yeah.
So when she came out the elevator, and some of this is on her team, when the elevator doors opened and you saw her first, and they didn't have the thing in front of her, like your team should have known this.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Your team should have had everything ready, the umbrellas ready, whatever else. But I still think there's a way you treat people
100%.
in any fashion, moment, industry, whatever.
100%.
And to me, whether I was not prepared or not, it's still unprofessional.
You gotta watch
Now
how
you
talk
could.
to me.
You said what?
You gotta watch how you talk to me.
Facts.
Yeah.
Now,
She took advantage, bro.
it's not to say it's not warranted. Maybe you're upset and you're mad, whatever else. But is it unprofessional? 100%.
She was giving Baroness. and
She was.
Cruella.
was going
She
hard,
was
bro.
giving. Give me another
Get the
fucking
umbrella.
umbrella.
Like the it was the tone. It's like, man.
Yeah,
she-
another one. Give me another.
Yeah.
So
fucking
shout out to the
umbrella.
comments because the comments said y'all get off of her. She had anxiety.
Hilarious. And then here's the worst part, bro. And this is no disrespect. Love Doecii. Love her music.
Yeah, I love her music.
She don't like us though. But go ahead.
She's great.
Outfit was trash.
And also, she don't like us. She said
Andre 3000, yes or no?
he had the game on his back though. He put
Oh,
the
the
team
piano?
on his back though.
I mean, I am not
I'm in.
one for.
You see it?
I don't like when
His
people
outfit?
do like kind of stunts
Yeah,
with their stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's kind
Yeah.
of basic. I get it, but it's kind of basic. But I'll tell you who I did rock with
Who?
because you had to put in totality. The Damson Idris, because he's doing F1 Formula One, the
I
movie.
didn't see it.
So he drove there. He drove into F1.
I think he was shooting a scene, bro. Was
he
he,
might
shooting a
have.
scene?
I don't know, but it was cold.
The way he
got
was
to the Met
standing and
Gala,
looking, he looks like he was shooting a scene.
He was in the jumpsuit for the F1, and they stripped it off, and he was in his.
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, I did see that.
was
I did
tough.
see that.
That was
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
That was
I
hard.
really
did
feel
see
like
that.
he was shooting a scene.
Cardi
right
B
there.
was tough. Cardi B, I like
Yeah,
old
Cardi was
fashioned,
tough.
natural. I'm tired of Kim. Kim, I
Zendaya's-
love you, but you got to retire
Zendaya
that look.
she slay every
I
time.
didn't see Zendaya.
Yeah, well, that
She
white-
was in
that
that
all white
Taylor
suit.
fire,
suit
bro.
with the Carmen San
Show-
Diego
yeah, show me
hat.
some.
Yes.
Bro, New York. Again, shout out to New York Nay, by the way. She's a beast.
Megan, you got to get a new stylist. Shout out to Megan though. Y'all
Every
got
year,
to
it's the
retire.
same look
man.
every year. New York
Angela Reese, shout out to you being there. Y'all got to do something.
getting
different.
headbutted by.
Oh, Zendaya. This is it. I like
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm saying.
classy,
Car,
just
classic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Clean cut.
Yeah, that's it.
I like that.
conversation
Man.
they
I love
had with
Nah, I'll
Zendaya,
tell you
bro.
facts.
Is she black?
Jadena should have been there.
Who?
I'm a classic man.
He like boycotted the industry, right?
You said what?
Didn't he like boycott the industry? And he's like,
Probably.
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm
But he
going
clean
for
cut.
fashion.
Devontae Smith should have been there.
Rihanna,
you
of
know what I'm
course,
saying?
slayed it.
You know, Jalen Hurts and his wife, they look great.
Jalen Hurts was
Yeah,
great.
slayed it.
You know what I'm saying?
I expect that from Jalen Hurts. That look.
Yeah, clean cut. You know,
Yeah,
got
And
the
shout
little-
out to his wife for letting him be Jalen Hurts.
Bro,
Shout out, man. Where's she at, bro? Where the
she's the
camera?
one.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts'
She lets
wife,
him be him.
because
Yes.
there was a moment, and again, some people will just look right past this. The red carpet hit. Now they just recently got married, by the way, so
Yeah.
she could feel in this moment like we're an item.
Mhm.
We are one. So from
Nah.
now on, we present this way, right? She has the right to feel that way.
Yeah.
And I saw there was a moment where he first got to the red carpet, and she stepped back and let him be in the light.
She does
I
it
said-
all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, who? And it's not even
Shout out
this is
to
not a
them.
dig at women or nothing like that.
No,
It's
no,
just
no,
like,
it's just-
Shout out to Ryan Coogler. Yeah, Ryan Coogler was tough out there too.
yeah, a
shout
lot
out to
of
them,
people
man.
out there.
Yeah, everybody was pretty
Unprofessional,
much.
man.
90% of
Doecii. Oh, wait, did y'all say?
Yes, I'm professional.
Okay.
She had my anxiety. Somebody watching me.
Is it stuck and stupid to say feminism is the reason men expect women to go 50-50 on dates?
Y'all go first.
Yeah, please. I want to hear Jeremy and B. Wood first.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. No,
Why?
it's not stuck and stupid to say feminism, because feminism is women. The totality for me is independent, and in order for you to be independent, finances come in that.
Mhm.
And you know, with y'all getting more power, women getting more power, more finances and stuff like that. This is just a common thing. This is, matter of fact, that's in the feminism. Yeah, I can pay for my own food and all that stuff. That's in the independent of the feminism realm. So it just fits in that realm of being independent for me. So I'm stuck.
Stuck to no. And the only reason why I say and is because I think it's more than just feminism.
Yeah.
Feminism. So
I'm stuck. I'm stuck no to say it because, like, I think what Brian's articulating is like the word equality. What does that truthfully mean?
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? When people say equality, I always shake my head and go, to that one, because it's like, do we really want that, or do we really show that truthfully? You know, in some areas you'll say stuff like we want equality. You know, I don't know a lot of women, you know, in the mines, you know, digging for coal. I don't really know a lot of women.
Well, the equality aspect of that would be that they had access to do it if they would like.
yeah.
No, and
100%.
So that's what I would say.
right,
and
but-
on their own. Like, that's why I say
but
independent.
That's
Yeah.
right,
Way
but that curtails one portion of equality. To have the right, sure, but then what's the actual definition of equality?
I mean, that
There's
would
a lot
be-
in equality for me. I'm saying the
Right,
leading
yeah.
thing for equality under that
Independence.
umbrella is independence.
Yeah, 100%.
Gotta be.
And that's what I'm getting to. So then, who gets to judge what the word means? And then I can say, well, if we're equal in this, and I don't hold more value in this relationship than you do, then why are we
Facts.
not equally showing up for our responsibility in this
Which brings
relationship?
the 50-50. Falls right in line.
Henceforth, the discussion we're having right now.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I think to Jeremy's point, the reason
Mm-hmm.
it
Facts.
insinuates it's the only reason,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't necessarily believe that.
Yeah.
And I do think more so than equality, equity is a thing that most people are looking for.
Yeah. equity.
Which probably to me is even a little bit harder to define.
I was gonna say that goes even bigger.
Well, that's even
Yeah.
harder. To me, I think equality part is kind of the easy aspect, because equality for me, you look at from a procedural process and access thing, right? If we live in
Equal
any type of
opportunity is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
well, that to me is equal. If I have the opportunities and access, or I'm not hindered by a process, right? So let's say, right now, men only work in high-rise towers or whatever. Only men can work in high-rise towers or whatever. Well, that would be inequity, and equality in that would be just having the access to do so. It doesn't mean that the women are going to start working in towers and the mines or anything
It's just
else.
the access to the.
They are not squandered now by what was put in place, right? So, like, for instance, when it came to slavery or something like that, the abolishment of slavery I say abolishment because it really ain't abolished, but the abolishment of slavery was a step towards equality. Now, if we get to other things, 3/5 compromise, it's a little bit saucy. Anyway, I think it's easier to define equality than it is to get to equity. And if feminism is about equity, either taking, I wouldn't say taking down the patriarchy, but being somewhat anti the patriarchy, I think this comes with it.
It's what we like to call a side effect.
It's a side effect, right? It is.
Yeah,
It comes with
a microcosm,
right?
or,
Because the thing is, you have to, if you are a true feminist in the sense that like you want to be anti these things in the patriarchy or whatever else,
100%.
then you should actually be extremely happy.
you should be
about
thrilled
this.
about this
Because you accepting that like men should do something is you again falling back into the patriarchy and willingly doing so. Not saying I'm a part of the patriarchy because I was placed there and I haven't had a choice. No, you had a choice and you decided, well, I want the man to take care of all of my stuff. The patriarchy built that, and now
It's
you're
a little weird. It's a little
exactly
strange. Now you're taking advantage
a little
of it.
contradictory.
Yeah, a
you know what I'm saying? A
contradictory.
little contradictory, but man, just do it. Just do what makes the most sense for y'all relationship, bro.
Real talk.
Golly. I'm tired of this. Is it cool? I'm looking for the.
Is it stuck and stupid to say Ryan Coogler is overrated?
Yes, easy.
Yes.
Yes.
Overwhelming.
Hey, did you see Thunderbolts?
I ended.
Now I heard it sucked.
Boy, watch your mouth.
A lot
What
of
sucked?
movie
What
people
movie?
said it sucked.
What movie?
I think
What movie?
we'll get to Ryan Thunderbolts. We'll get to Ryan Cooler in a second.
You talking about you talking about the new?
Pause for a press next
Yeah, I heard-
podcast segment.
Yeah.
Here's what I think, bro. And
I heard-
and-
I
It's
heard-
called the New Avengers. I thought it was not called Thunderbolt.
No, it's Thunderbolts with a little asterisk. And the asterisk is supposed to.
so
you
it's
know.
still Thunderbolt. That's why it's
Yeah.
trash.
Top movie people
No.
said it was terrible. That I watched.
I do think this is the thing, bro, when it comes to either Star Wars and when it comes to Marvel now. I truly believe the people who bomb Marvel movies, we're talking big budget, big actor, typically well shot, well written movies, is because they are stuck on the nostalgia of the
100%.
of the old Marvel,
action
the
with
Robert
no
Downey Jr.,
scripting.
you know what I'm saying? They're stuck on that because they don't know. They weren't true comic fans. They just
They
knew
were just
Iron
mov-
Man.
they were
They
just
knew the
trying to
big
make
ones. They knew
movies.
Thor. They knew Hulk. They didn't know about the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts isn't a new thing. This isn't a cinematic universe thing. This happened in the comics. So they don't know these characters.
They're just
And
trying to get a movie
instead of them allowing themselves to be enamored with the characters or delivered themselves to the characters, they are trying to base everything off what they know
And expect.
and
Marvel.
expect to know or expect to see. So they will never get. I think Marvel's in a place where they're actually going away from TV shows back to the movies. Thank God. And they have been, I feel like, making very great content, especially even with like Daredevil or I guess Daredevil. But anyway, with a bunch of stuff. But the people who bomb it, bro, they go to Ryan Coogler's Black Panther. They put everything up against Black Panther. And I'm like, you can't do that, bro. It's impossible.
These
I'm
are Marvel
telling you
heads
this.
that I heard.
I'm telling you this
Go
right
Buck
now.
That's my point, though. They're Marvel heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Marvel heads.
But they're like
Marvel
MCU
movie
heads. They're
not-
MCU heads. They ain't
yeah.
Marvel heads.
Now these are comic heads. Like
Nah, ain't no way comic heads said that was bad.
Joe
And
Budden
here's
Park-
here's what I'm
yeah.
telling you right now, bro. That movie should open the eyes of any true moviegoer who expects good writing, a good story, good acting. Like I was actually blown away by the storyline and like how good everything kind of came around.
And they setting it up for Fantastic Four.
Yep, they set it up for
They setting
everything.
it up for X-Men.
Mhm.
So all the worlds is finna collide, and people are not gonna appreciate it. But see, this is what sucks. They weren't even gonna do that, but then people were crapping on Marvel, so they said, "Dang, we got to bring in everybody back.
Yep.
We got to go get old buddy as Wolverine and bring the
They
X-Men
gotta do
back."
origin stories.
You know what I'm
got to.
saying? We got to do that to bridge the gap so we can get our money back.
Stories. Because we got to
When I
come
tell
back.
you,
Just
bro,
bring
I tell you that
the black
movie-
dude back. Bring him back. You'd be fine. Oh,
No, they
Luke
need to
Cage?
do. They need to do
nah.
Legion.
What's his boy?
I
The
told
one
you,
that ran for the
Jonathan
white girl.
Majors.
Yeah.
If Marvel can't do Legion, I don't want to sound. I need them to do Legion.
But back to Ryan Coogler. No, if you say he overrated,
Yeah,
I
he's
can't
in rare.
trust
He's
you.
in rare form right now. He can't be
Yeah,
touched.
I think that's an overwhelming.
Yeah, he can't be touched.
Yes.
Take it to the shadows, bro.
My bad, bro.
Yeah, he can't be touched, man.
I told you on
Hey, take us to the shadows like Thunderbolt.
Mount Rushmore.
And we gotta do that
I need to
stuff
watch
more.
that.
I'm an AI.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
What?
Oh my god, it was
Thunderbolt?
Thunderbolt was good, bro. Like
Sound-
the writing,
it really
the
sound
writing
trash.
alone
I
is
might
what
check
made
it out,
me.
man.
The writing alone makes me want to go see
Dang.
it.
It's on
boy.
Netflix. Yeah,
No.
damn.
I've been watching The Last of Us season 2.
Keep seeing him, but
Yeah, but this last episode, man, just kind of pissed me off. But whatever. They're going too far away from the game.
Hold on, 83.
Football player, Terrence Williams. If
Newman.
that's right. No.
No, I ain't turning.
You know, I like to just keep saying
83. You looking up, Jaron?
Something Cowboy, Dallas
I
Cowboy.
mean, there's a lot
receiver.
of 83s,
Yeah.
man. I feel like, what number was Santonio Holmes?
84. No, that was.
Was Antonio Brown.
Football, Michael Bandy, Fred Banks, Bradford Banta,
All these
Jerome Barkham.
B's. What's
Yeah,
all these
yeah,
B's?
yeah.
Why
They
everybody
going
on 83
alphabetical
B,
order.
B, B, B?
Nah, give us somebody we know, cuz.
Yeah, give us a name we know. We're going to call him Winthrop.
Eric All.
Oh,
No, you keep
He
not.
That's
trash.
2024. Dwayne Allen,
Okay.
He
that's-
sound like he good, but
that's
he
a-
probably
no, that's
trash.
old school. That's a good name.
Yeah.
Courtney Anderson.
White boy.
I'm not looking at
Nah,
the
not with the
pictures.
first
Ain't
name
no
I'm
Courtney.
trying to look at the years that we were
ain't no
alive.
83s?
Yeah, first name Courtney, definitely black.
Karsten Bailey, Robert Baker, Michael Bandy. Yeah, Arnaz Battle.
Yeah, these people lame.
Well,
boy.
battle is another.
Y'all holding
that's
the
a-
80.
Michael
Y'all not
Bates.
holding it down.
Jahan Dotson? Was Jahan Dotson on? Go to the D's.
There's not an alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Told you a bunch of B's.
Yeah, I'm not Jalen Brooks.
Another B. What's going on?
All the B last names got a.
Man, shout out to 83
83, man.
Greg Camarillo.
Oh, what about
Yeah,
Pickens?
they all trash.
Did you see?
What about Pickens?
Did you see? Oh, did you see the tweet today too?
Shout out to
George Pickens, what's his number?
Antonio
He
Chapman.
14. 14.
Yeah. Did you see his? You shout out to the Cowboys, you about to say?
No, I'm saying
Did you
shout
see
out to
Adam
Jerry
Schefter's
Jones.
tweet today?
What'd he say?
So Adam Schefter's tweet. I don't want to mess this up, bro. I wish I can quote it, but his tweet said, "This is what George Pickens is going to try to overcome. There has been no Steelers wide receiver who left the Steelers and didn't see their production drop by 20%, specifically in yards per game, reception yards per game." Then he had a list of them, and it said drafted in the last 20 years.
So in other words,
Now-
you keep finna go to Dallas and stink it up.
Well, maybe that's the narrative, but that was just a stat. I thought it was
There
an
haven't
interesting
been
stat.
many Steeler wide receivers.
No.
that
He changed it after he got smoked, and he changed it to there hasn't been many. Because at
Yeah,
first it wasn't
It's
that.
funny because you say that, and earlier I was trying to click on one.
Yeah.
and
How many
it-
were there?
First he
and it won't
said
open. Look,
there is none.
But how many were there?
I screenshotted it. Here's what I'm doing right now because it started a huge debate in my group chat because people said Emmanuel Sanders. Well, the first comment under there, if you look on there, people brought it up. What about Emmanuel Sanders? And he said Emmanuel Sanders wasn't in the data set because he didn't average 50 yards per game while he was with the Steelers. So the data set was you had to average 50 yards while you were with the Steelers.
Which is not, I mean, okay, that's 2 passes.
Well, no. That's actually a lot because if you're like a 50 yards a game is a lot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people who don't meet that threshold.
100%.
100%. But if you're not the number one receiver,
You need at least
Well,
4
I'm just
passes
saying,
at
Emmanuel
least.
Sanders was there for like 4 years and he
Yeah.
never reached. He didn't reach that threshold.
he was the number one receiver.
For
Yeah.
for his time, he didn't meet
Who
the
was
threshold.
he
of
with?
50 yards per
Mike
game.
QB?
Him and Mike
And
Williams.
it depends on, you got to remember too, like the Steelers at the time might have had a good running back, so like their game might have been
That's what I'm
focused more
saying. It would if you're the number one receiver on a passing team,
those are extra
you're getting
factors.
50 yards a game. Go ahead.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so that was the bottom. The bottom. So anybody below 50 is getting thrown out of that data set.
Good choice.
Now, in my group chat, people were like, "Oh, the data's wrong," and I was like, "The data's actually not wrong. We just didn't have the context."
If he would have told us the context, would be
Right,
different,
but
yeah.
he did in the tweet right under it. But the rest of it, we got yards per game with the Steelers drafted in the last 20 years. Because other people were like, "What about Plaxico Burress?" Well, Plaxico Burress was drafted outside of the 20 years.
21 or 22.
Exactly. So I was like, the data in this actually isn't wrong. And we argue all day about that. And I was like, the data set isn't wrong. So today I went through every single wide receiver drafted to the Steelers since 2004. And by God, there is no Steeler who averaged 50 yards per game while they were with the Steelers,
Left and kept it that way.
left, and did not see a drop of at least 20% in the same category, bro.
So that means 10 yards.
And he got Dak. So
They dropped to 40 yards a game at least.
Right, or from 61 to 50, or you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Well, yeah, if they're at 50, it would be
it would be down that, but at least 20%, which is crazy. And I hated that he changed it because it was like the tweet wasn't wrong. It just lacked a little bit of context because you didn't tell us that the bottom was 50% catches or whatever. But that's a crazy, like, the data is the data, but that's also, I'm making a video on it right now, literally, about, I'm the assessment guy. This is a cool data thing. Sometimes the facts are the facts, but they're just missing context.
Shout out to Jerry Jones, man.
You know?
Do what you need to do.
We'll see. They said George Pickens, you know, when they throw a pick, he gonna be headbutting people down on he gonna jump on Dak. Anyway, shadow work prompt. Do you forgive yourself when you've done something wrong? When was the last time?
Yes, today.
What'd you do?
Yesterday, actually. Had a moment where I let my emotions overtake me. But also, you know, it's just because I'm starting to learn how to emotionally attach myself to things. So I forgave myself because I'm realizing, like, man, that's cool that I even got emotional about that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how it worked for me. I just kind of, you know, lit up about something that I usually wouldn't light up about, and I thought to myself, oh, actually, that did kind of hurt my feelings. Oh, that's cool.
For me, I think it takes a while for me to forgive myself. And last time it happened over a series of time, like a string of events. But it was in my coaching career this year, where I felt like I was holding my girls to a standard that they didn't believe was attainable. Not that I couldn't believe, but that they didn't believe. And because of that, hence my rant at the beginning of this episode, because of that, their effort and their training and everything else faltered. And I kind of, like, I took that amongst myself initially. Like, man, I must be a bad coach. But then I kind of let that go. Because I'm not, like, if I saw the potential in these girls, I am going to push them to that potential. I'm very much, I've learned in life to become the guy on the court who's like, okay, I see your plateau, and I also see that you don't want, so I'm not going to pour.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I poured a lot because I saw the potential. And I may have seen the potential when someone else didn't see it in themselves, but I was still pushing and pushing and pushing. And then when we didn't succeed, I kind of took that, like, internally. But now I'm like, I got to learn to, like, spot that early and cut off and meet people where they're at, wherever that may be.
I don't think I forgive myself for nothing. I'm trying to think of some. I'll be doing so much crazy shit. Talking mushroom. Not. I don't know. I don't know. You know, actually, my first, and then that was my last time doing it. But parenting, like, tonality. It could be the smallest. Hey, you know, you might say something too loud or something like that. So for me, I don't know, man. I'm really in a phase where I'm really trying to be better.
That's right.
So I'm really focusing on what I'm doing wrong, how I'm affecting people, my surroundings and stuff like that. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I really ain't been jammed up lately. I ain't gonna lie to you. But but for me, it's just really just checking how I approach people and how I show my love towards people and stuff like that. But so I do forgive myself. I don't show as much love as I should. So I don't forgive myself for that, but that's something that I focus on, if that answers the question. It's kind of hard, man. You know, when you beat yourself up a lot, you're like, damn,
what else you got?
Yeah, what else?
That was beautiful. I forgive myself all the time.
Yeah. Oh.
So, yeah, all the time. I think, you know, we forgive other people and we want grace from other people. Sometimes you got to give it to yourself. You got to start there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going to...
That's deep. That's
a good point. Grace.
Exactly. You got to give yourself grace, bro. Like, you expect it from other people. And it's hard. You don't even practice it on yourself. So, like, you got to give yourself...
How you know how to even get it from other people?
Exactly. Or to give it to, right? Like, people are going to... The human experience is the human experience, bro. People go by every single day and they going to make mistakes and you going to make mistakes. And it's okay to, like, make them. It's cool. Like, as long as the intent... That's my thing. It's like, as long as the intent was not to harm somebody, I think most things in life are fixable.
Yeah.
And even when the intent was, I think that's when you really spend some time working on it so you can forgive yourself. Because you're like, why did I get that worked up? Why did this really move me so much that I feel like I needed to do that thing? But everything else is like, bro, it's okay for you also to be upset, be in your feelings, be whatever. and then you forget yourself, and you continue to move on. Like that's just life. That's how you be a better human. You talk about being better, bro. You got to give yourself grace because you're getting everybody else grace.
Facts.
And also, sometimes people aren't gonna give it to you. So why are you being the hardest on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying be reckless. I don't want you to take that message away. I'm saying strive to be the best version of yourself. And when you make a mistake, put some hot water on the kettle so you can get some tea, get some sleep, wake up in the morning, maybe do a little meditation, prayer, whatever you need to. Give yourself forgiveness. And come back next week because we have a better episode.
Because it's up.
It's stuck.
Hey.